Hey everyone, my name is Daryl McMillan. Today I'm here with Shankool, and this is gonna be music at the library rehashed. Shankool, so how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Mm,
Just chilling.
Trying to just make the best of things, pretty much. It's just
Yeah.
kind of going. Yeah.
I just kind of stretch things out as long as they go for. I kind of changed my schedule now that I'm back in Bay City at my parents' house. But I have, I don't know, just more people in this house that I'm interacting with. But
hmm
I keep to myself at my house in Kalamazoo. But I would just like stretch things out and get up, eat, watch some YouTube videos and stuff. And then before I knew it, it was 3 p.m. I was like, now it's time to do things.
Oh yeah. So I guess starting off things like, how'd you get started with music? How'd you get started?
Well, I would say the beginning of my musical journey, if you will, was when I was a freshman in high school. I was friends with a group of guys that they all played instruments and they're all really into music, and I really wasn't. I was making YouTube videos at the time. I was into video games, but they were really into music. They'd always talk about that, but I couldn't really relate. Two of them played guitar, one of them played drums, and one day they were jamming and I was with them. And they're like, Noah, if you play the bass guitar, we could finally start a band, because there was like no bassist that they knew. And so I was like, what do I have to lose? Why not? Because
hmm
I feel like I was like the nerdiest one of them. And I was like, that could be cool. It could be a little cooler if I played the bass. So I started playing the bass, and then I've just slowly, like, totally flipped into way more of a music person than my other interests faded away. Like, I don't play video games at all anymore, and I don't not into YouTube. Like, I'm really just into music. And yeah, I remember they're like, all right, the first two albums you got to listen to before we start this band is you got to listen to Blue Album by Weezer, and you got to
hmm
listen to Nevermind by Nirvana. I never listened to an album until at this point in my life. I think I was 15. And I was like, okay. And I listened to those albums and I was like, that was crazy. I like this. And so, yeah, I just played it in like a few iterations. Like, it was like different combinations of the same people in high school. We just kept like forming bands with slightly different combinations.
So how is it like? Cause that personally, I don't know what it's like to perform necessarily by myself. It feels like I'm not a guitarist or anything, so I'm like a percussion type person, so it wouldn't necessarily work anyway. So how's it
Mhm.
sort of like to get up on stage, sort of just by yourself, you and your guitar, just go?
It was really weird at first. Um, because comparing it to the performing I did when I was in high school, I was really into theater, and I did a lot of like plays and musicals, like all this stuff my high school would put on. I did that. I've done a few community shows past high school as well. And like with acting, I feel like acting came really natural to me.
hmm
And like I never really got nervous for it, because I was like, oh, this is just a character. Like I'm confident with my acting. If I screw up in acting, I'm like, I can catch myself in character, or I can, like, if like nobody's judging me because I'm just playing this other person, like it's not me.
It's
And then when I
separate.
first started playing music, I would get so nervous because I'm like, this is just me up there. Like, I wrote these songs and people are gonna be like judging me, and I would like
hmm
take it so personally. But then like I finally like in like my early performances, like, are, in my opinion, they're pretty bad. Like, I'm just very stiff up there. You can tell that I'm uncomfortable. I'm very nervous. I don't know what to do. But and then that would make my musicianship bad because I just wasn't comfortable.
hmm
But then I realized that I started viewing Shankool, um the um the performance persona, as a character, and I was like, this really isn't me. Like the like, yeah, it's rooted in thoughts and ideas that I have, but it's kind of like an accentuation of those ideas. And that it's just been grown. Like, when I figured that out, like, my performances got better, and they've just continued to change from there. Like, I'm doing like more theatrical stuff, just I don't know, just I have more visions with like the more, if I get more resources and stuff, I want to like, go bigger and bolder with things. And I'm even like recently sometimes writing lyrics that really aren't directly from my experiences, are more so just like what this character that I've kind of thought about would do or say.
Mm-hmm. So I guess going off that, first off, like, how'd you come up with the name Shankool?
Well, it's my last name.
Oh, it's,
Yeah,
I never.
yeah, it's my last name.
Oh.
I literally thought about a band name for so long. I just was like, I cannot think of anything that I would want to call myself, and I'm just like, Noah Shankool is a pretty like unique name. It's like I understand why because a lot of people will have band names, but they're really just one person. Like I think of like LCD Sound System is a band I love, but it's really just James Murphy, but he just calls himself that.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I understand that because James Murphy isn't that like interesting of a name. It's a very like generic name, whereas like how many Shankools do you know?
You're the only one so far.
Yeah. So I'm like, it's not a common name, so I can use that to my advantage, and it sounds like people think it sounds interesting. It's got cool in the name, so might as well just roll with it. And so I just to make it feel less of a person and more of just an entity, I just go by, like, I just took my first name out of it. It's kind of like what like Brian Eno, like that, the producer and artist, like when he has put stuff out, it'd just be under Eno in the past, and so I liked that.
So what is like the Shankool character? Like, how would you like describe him?
I would just say, because like in life, there are always those things that like we wish we could have said, or the ways we wish it could, like a certain situation could have gone if we were just bolder, or we like didn't have certain ties that we wanted, like ties with people that we didn't want to cut, or just social experiments that you'd be like, wouldn't it be really interesting if like this happened, if I acted this way? But it's like you gotta act like a normal person in society. You can't like go around just being this total wild card all the time. And so like I just kind of think of that when I'm on stage and stuff, is just like because I'm someone that's like kind of on edge a lot of the time, and so but you gotta put out a more of a calm persona. Just when you're in life, you gotta keep it together. Not that I'm always about to like freak out, but it just like
it's more like a calmer, more like a true version of you almost.
What was that?
More like a calmer, more like raw version of you type thing.
In regards to what?
Shankool.
I actually see Shankool as like the more of a, not evil, but he's more like he is the wild card. Like he doesn't care. Like he'll just do something a little in the moment and not really care what the repercussions are, and like doesn't care if he's displaying like all of the anxious thoughts that are going through him, if he's just letting them out just unfiltered. Like he's just a total unfiltered, like anxious wild card in my view.
So what's been like some of your best or like least favorite gigs that you've done?
I've hosted a couple house shows at my own house. I've moved houses like within just like the same street in Kalamazoo. We did 2 at our old house. We did 1 last semester, and those were all really fun because like there's a lot of work because I like plan it out and get like a crew together to like run sound and everything. But like those, nothing matched those, because a lot of the house shows, like the venues are putting on so many that like not that many, like the crowd's really spread out. Like not that many go to each show. So you're not that big of crowds, but we would just do like 1 show a semester, and we would just like like promote it really hard. And I like, since it was my show, I would pick the lineup. So I picked like all the, like the last one we did last semester was like all of my favorite bands in the area. And then I played as well. And then we, like my roommates, they're all like, they all major in something in the theater department. So they just got like, they invited like a lot of people in the theater program to come out, and then we put it on DIT Kalamazoo, and we had all the, like, we were all promoting it for weeks, and like the shows we've put on have gotten really good turnouts, and just that's when I see the most people that listen to my music like come to the shows that I put on, and then I'll hear people like singing my lyrics at some of those, and those were always really great.
Is there anything else you want to add?
Just stream the new EP, and if you like what you hear, I always got stuff in the works. You can follow me on social media if you just type in Shankool, and you'll probably find me on, you know, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm the most present on Instagram if you want to go follow me there. And yeah, just once shows start happening again, look out for me with shows, or if you are someone that books shows, I would love to play. And if you're a musician, maybe we could play together. And yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Awesome. I think that is everything. So yeah, this has been Shankool, everyone. This has been Music Library Remix. If you like what our videos are, make sure to follow us, everything. Follow us on Twitter as well. Like I said, this has been Shankool. Awesome, dude. Thank you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. See you guys later.
I'd like to just say, hey, backwards, does this really need to stay? Backwards, and I don't know what to